Yes. Here we go. Here we go. Back again. Real Man, Real Talk, presented by Hatch Catch. Your host Hatch is bringing you another episode. Why feelings make terrible leaders. We talked about understanding matters more than feelings. This week, we're talking about the wisdom of feelings. Feelings are real, but they were never meant to lead your decisions. Feelings are real, but they were never meant to lead your life, especially relationships. If feelings led well, most men wouldn't be exhausted, confused, or repeating the same dating pattern. They wouldn't be stuck following the same dating habits. Feelings were never designed to lead your life. They were designed to respond to it. Feelings change with moments, but truth doesn't. Feelings make terrible leaders because feelings change quickly. Leaders make quick decisions and they stick to those decisions. They don't constantly change their decisions they make. Feelings make terrible leaders because feelings react to circumstances. Feelings don't evaluate long term outcome. Our kingdom lens for this week, Jeremiah 17:9. The heart is deceitful above all things. And see, many people says, I'm just following my heart. I'm going to follow my heart. But what they're actually saying is, I'm following my feelings. I'm in my feelings about this, about that. And my feelings are determined based on my emotion, stirring me to feel this way or that way. The heart is deceitful above all things. And usually, when we're talking about our heart in relation to our feelings and emotions, it's deceptive or deceiving because it's not based on facts and it's not grounded in truth. Feelings are indicators, not decision makers. See, there's a word, be not conformed to this world. But being led by feelings is the epitome of being conformed to this world because that's the world's way. The way of the world is to be led by your feelings and to be driven by your emotion. Generally, women are more emotional driven, more expressive in their feelings. But it's a problem living there. The issue for women is setting up camp and living there and letting their feelings become the leader. The issue with men mostly is being more logic in nature. And it appears that they're dismissive of the woman's feelings. It's not the intent of the man to be dismissive or to appear dismissive of the woman's feelings. It's just natural in their nature for them to respond, more in a practical approach to feelings and emotions. See, men deal with feelings and emotions with the three A's. They approach, they address, and they advance. It's dealt with and they move past it. Even if they have feelings, they feel the feeling. Even if they cover up or suppress the feelings, to them, they deal with it and they move past it. They don't linger. They don't set up camp. They don't live in the feelings and emotions. Like I said, feelings are reactive. They're not directional. So if we allow our feelings to be the leaders, then they will misdirect us, misguide us, and they will steer us and drive us into unhealthy choices and decisions in our relationship. And they will allow us to make bad choices because they're not based on truth, and feelings are not fact. Now, as I mentioned, women are expressive in the feelings. And let's not mistake feelings and emotions to be the same. Many think they are the same, but they're not. Let's think of them as close siblings. Whereas many treat them the same and look at them as identical twins. They're close knit, but they're actually more like fraternal twins. They usually show up pretty close to the same time frame, but they are very different. One of the key distinctions is that feelings are descriptive, whereas emotions, like emojis, which come from emotions, paints a picture, but gives no descriptive details for the underlying feelings. Whereas feelings will attempt to give an understanding of the emotion to explain in more depth or detail what the emotion is. So What do we do to address not allowing feelings to become the leaders of our life, not to allow feelings to become the leaders of our choices, our decisions? Our action steps for this week is to pause, pray, get clarity, then move. Let's learn something from the 3 A's that will be more intentional and more conducive to true leadership over feelings and not dismissing, covering up, or hiding the feelings, acting like we dealt with them. Pause. Let the feelings be highlighted. Let them sink in. And then let's address them with facts. Let's recognize the difference between feelings and facts. Let's deal with the truth along with why we had the feeling and the emotions, most times that's steering or driving the feeling. Pray. The prayers of the righteous do accomplish great things. Let's seek to put our relationships, our choices, and our decisions in the Lord's hands, because his ways are higher than our ways. His thoughts are greater than our thoughts. We can trust him with our relationships, our choices, and our decisions. Pause. Pray. Get clarity. Going back to our truth point from last week, Proverbs 4:7, it says, in all thy getting, get understanding. So our third action point is to get clarity. Focus on the truth of the matter while we are addressing our feelings and emotions. And let's get to the spirit behind the feelings and emotions, so our emotions and feelings are not flesh led, but spirit led. And then move with determinate action and make choices and decisions spirit led, because we prayed, we turned it over to the Lord, and we got clarity. Understand this, that feelings without structure leads to bad decisions and terrible choices. If your relationships are led by your feelings, you will always be at the mercy of your emotions. Feelings make terrible leaders, because feelings will have you riding an emotional roller coaster, up one day and down the next. Feelings create instability in relationships. This is why they make terrible leaders. A man who masters his emotion gains authority over his future. A man who masters his emotions gains authority over his choices and his decisions being led by the actions of true leaders and true leadership. A man who masters his emotion gains authority over those feelings and emotions and understand that feelings make terrible leaders. If this episode resonates with you, if you are getting impacted and you're moved by the Real Man, Real Talk community, definitely share this episode. You know somebody is challenged in allowing feelings to be leaders of their choices and decisions, allowing feelings to be the dictators of their relationships. Share this podcast, share a link with them. Get them plugged into this community and let us help more men become true leaders in their relationships and be more empowered through the brotherhood of this community and the connection of this community to be more stronger, God led men in their life, in their relationships, in their families, and in their communities. And be sure to fill out the Kingdom Intensive application if you're seeking to dig deeper into this community. And as always, peace and love. Hatch out.